Hello and welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha. Let's begin the bulletin with the top headlines. Disruptions over the issue of violence in Delhi force adjournments in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. In the upper house, opposition seeks discussion from 11 a.m. tomorrow. Deputy Chairman Harivansh says Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu will decide on the time. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla warns members on unruly behaviour in the House. Government suggests discussion on Delhi violence after Holi on the 11th of March. Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad says ensuring peace and normalcy in the national capital are the first priority for the government. No foreign party has locus standi on issues related to India's sovereignty. Ministry of External Affairs responds to petition of UN Human Rights Commissioner in the Supreme Court on CAA, calls Citizenship Amendment Act an internal matter of India. Suspect who fired and pointed gun at the police during the violence in Delhi arrested from Shamli in Uttar Pradesh. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal meets Prime Minister Narendra Modi, calls for strict action against the culprits. A new case of coronavirus in India. Italian citizen tests positive in Jaipur. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds high-level meeting to review the situation, says no need to panic. Beginning with the news from Parliament first, for the second consecutive day on Tuesday, proceedings of the Rajya Sabha were stalled following opposition protests over Delhi violence. As proceedings in the upper house began at 11 a.m., opposition members began protesting over the issue. And as the uproar continued, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu said he would have no option but to adjourn proceedings if members did not want the House to function. Amid the din, the chairman adjourned the proceedings until 2 p.m.
This is the reason I am not immediately accepting for discussions, because I know what is happening, what is likely to happen, and the way things are happening now. I adjourned the House to meet at 2 p.m. today.
When the House reassembled at 2 p.m., opposition members continued with their protests against the government. Deputy Chairman Harivansh repeatedly urged them. In fact, he urged for order in the House, but all in vain. Amidst noisy scenes, the Deputy Chairman had to adjourn the House till 3 p.m. When the upper house met at 3 p.m., Deputy Chairman Harivansh said the timing of the discussion could only be decided after consulting Chairman Naidu.
चेयरमैन साहब ने इस बारे में अपनी बात कही है कि कब बहस हो, इस पर आप सबको तय करना है। उसमें महत्वपूर्ण सुझाव माननीय एलओपी का होगा। इस पर बहस नहीं होगी, लेकिन इससे रास्ता निकले, इसमें माननीय एलओपी की बड़ी भूमिका है, सारे सदन के लोगों की भूमिका है। मैं पुनः आग्रह करता हूं कि वो अपनी बात पूरी करें।
Leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha, Ghulam Nabi Azad, appealed to the government for a discussion on the issue at the earliest. He said the discussion should aim towards ensuring that such an incident does not occur again.
हमें चर्चा करनी चाहिए, हमें लड़ाई नहीं करनी है कि दोबारा इस तरह की कोई घटना देश में न हो। सब रिस्पांसिबल लोग हैं, सब जानते अपनी अपनी जिम्मेवारी को, पार्टी की जिम्मेदारी को भी, अपनी सदन की जिम्मेवारी को, और देश के प्रति हमारी और समाज के प्रति हमारी जो जिम्मेदारी है उसको सभी जानते हैं। अगर हम अभी एक हफ्ते के बाद चर्चा करेंगे तो ये फिर 10 दिन बाद, 12 दिन बाद फिर एक नॉन इशू, नॉन इवेंट रहेगा। यहाँ के जो भी घटना में मारे गए बहुत बुरा हुआ, और उनके प्रति, उनकी आत्मा के प्रति हमको वो भी करना चाहे, तो हमको पार्लियामेंटेरियंस को उस तरफ के या इस तरफ के अपनी जिम्मेदारी से भागना नहीं चाहिए।
Leader of the House, Thawar Chand Gehlot, said the government is ready for a discussion on the issue at a timing ascertained by the chairman.
सरकार इस विषय पर चर्चा करने के लिए तैयार हैं। जब भी सभापति कार्यक्रम तय करें, चर्चा का समय तय करें, हम चर्चा करने के लिए तैयार हैं। हम जिम्मेदारी के साथ कह रहे हैं, हम इधर उधर भागने की कोशिश नहीं करते हैं। सरकार चर्चा के लिए तैयार है।
While Congress leader Anand Sharma said, as the leader of the House and the leader of opposition are of the same view, the discussion should be scheduled for 11 a.m. on Wednesday.
आप आरंभ करें 11 बजे से, चर्चा हो, देश सुने और सब कुछ ठीक हो, यही हम चाहते हैं।
However, amidst noisy scenes, Deputy Chairman Harivansh adjourned the House for the day. Lok Sabha also witnessed several adjournments for the second consecutive day amid uproar over the recent violence in Delhi, as opposition members sought immediate discussion on the matter. When the House met after the second adjournment at 2 p.m., Speaker Om Birla said that this discussion on Delhi violence would take place on the 11th of March, a day after Holi. However, the opposition parties rejected his suggestion and demanded immediate discussion on the issue of violence in Delhi.
इस समय देश की परिस्थिति को देखते हुए मेरा विचार है कि मैं जिन विषयों पर आप कह रहे हैं, आप आज ही मैं व्यवस्था दे देता हूं। और क्योंकि अभी होली का पर्व है, होली सौहार्दपूर्ण तरीके से मने, सबको मने, इस विषय पर चर्चा करने को तैयार है। और सरकार ने कहा है होली के बाद, आफ्टर सेवन के बाद 11 तारीख को इस विषय पर चर्चा होना चाहिए। आपने चर्चा मांगी और सरकार चर्चा को तैयार है।
Earlier in the day, due to repeated disruptions, the Lok Sabha Speaker warned members from both opposition as well as Treasury benches that who cross over to the other side during uproar will be suspended for the entire session.
आज सर्वदलीय बैठक के अंदर भी हमने दो बातों का आपस में चर्चा की है। नंबर एक, सदन के अंदर कोई भी, चाहे ट्रेजरी बेंच हो चाहे प्रतिपक्ष का बेंच हो, कोई भी माननीय सदस्य इधर से उधर क्रॉस कर कर किसी की सीट पर नहीं जाएगा। और अगर जाएगा, सुन लीजिए, जाएगा तो मैं आसन से व्यवस्था दे रहा हूं, उसको पूरे सत्र के लिए, चलते सत्र के लिए निलंबित करूंगा।
Amid noisy scenes, the Speaker allowed Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to introduce the Banking Regulation Amendment Bill 2020. This was vehemently opposed by the opposition parties, and the agitating members created uproar, leading to the House being adjourned for the day. The centre on Tuesday said it is discussing with state governments the preparations for the updation of the National Population Register from the 1st of April to 30th September. Union Minister of State for Home, Nityanand Rai, said in Lok Sabha on Tuesday that no document will be collected during the exercise, which will be carried out along with the House listing phase of Census 2021. Replying to a written question, the minister said the government is in discussion with states having concerns in this regard. In fact, to the preparation of the NPR, the demographic and other particulars of each family and individual are to be updated or collected during the NPR updation exercise. The Union Cabinet has approved 3,941 crore rupees for the NPR exercise. Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad on Tuesday asserted that the government is ready to discuss the issue of Delhi violence in Parliament on the 11th of March, a day after Holi. Briefing media persons in Delhi, the minister said that normalcy is being restored in Delhi and other parts of the country, and a discussion in the House now may flare up or instigate tensions. And therefore, he suggested that the decision to hold the discussion must be scheduled after Holi. He also said that the restoration of normalcy across the country is the government's top priority.
दिल्ली में जो दंगे हुए, लोगों को परेशानियां हुई, उस पर भी हम चर्चा चाहते हैं खुलकर। सब लोग अपनी बात कहें और सरकार ने 11 मार्च का डेट स्वयं सुझाव दिया है। क्यों हमने कहा है? कारण बहुत साफ है। दिल्ली की दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटनाओं के बाद शांति हो रही है, देश सामान्य हो रहा है, दिल्ली सामान्य हो रही है, तो हम चर्चा का पूरा सम्मान करते हैं, संसद का भी पूरा सम्मान है।
The Election Commission announced on Tuesday that by-election to a Rajya Sabha seat from Haryana would be held on the 26th of March. The seat fell vacant after BJP's Birendra Singh, a former union minister, resigned on the 20th of January, while his term was till August 1st, 2022. The by-poll would be held on the same day of elections to 55 Rajya Sabha seats in 17 states. That was announced by the Election Commission last month. Former President of the Republic of Iceland and Chairman of the Arctic Circle met Jairam Ramesh, who is the Chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Science and Technology, Environment, Forest and Climate Change in New Delhi on Tuesday. The delegation from Iceland and several members of the Parliamentary Committee were present during the meeting at the Parliament House complex. Slipping into a short break here, but more news and updates will continue on the other side. Do stay with us.
Watch The Big Picture with me, Frank Rausen Pereira, at 9:30 p.m.
What type of Islam do you practice in Kyrgyzstan?
We are a secular country.
Okay.
Yes, religion is not life, whole life. It's just part of life.
What is the impact of whole turmoil in Afghanistan on Kyrgyzstan?
They have no any impact from Afghanistan.
Right.
We just like to help, maybe, if we can.
What type of defense understanding is going on between the two countries?
We are waiting maybe visit of His Excellency Minister of Defense, Mr. Rajya, to Kyrgyzstan.
Are you going to buy some defense equipments from India?
Yes, we are very keen.
Watch Indian Standard Time, an exclusive interview with Asin Isaev, the ambassador of the Kyrgyz Republic, at these times on Rajya Sabha television.
Delhi for centuries has nurtured many kingdoms and rulers. These kingdoms have left us several significant monuments with an incredible history to tell. Among these monuments is one which is in the midst of posh bungalows in Hauz Khas area, the Chor Minar. Built under the rule of Alauddin Khilji, telling a statement of his rule, is believed to have stood out as a deterrent for thieves and thugs who attempted to venture in his kingdom. Built in 13th century, the pillar is made of rubble masonry and stands at the center of a platform. Each of the four sides of the platform has three arched recesses with a doorway on one side leading to a spiral staircase. The pillar, also believed to be known as the Tower of Thieves, was used to display the severed heads of the thieves and thugs through its 225 holes.
Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday held a high-level meeting to review the preparedness to tackle the novel coronavirus after fresh cases were detected in the country. Stating that there is no need to panic, the Prime Minister said the different ministries and states are working together, from screening people arriving in India to providing prompt medical attention to them. He also advised people to work together and take important measures to ensure self-protection. And amid a coronavirus scare in Delhi, the Aam Aadmi Party government said on Tuesday it is taking all steps to contain the spread of the virus. It has earmarked 230 beds in isolation wards that are being set up at 25 hospitals across the city.
ये जो वायरस है, इसके लिए दिल्ली सरकार ने काफ़ी तैयारियां की हैं। एक तो दिल्ली के अंदर जो नोडल हॉस्पिटल्स बनाए गए हैं, आरएमएल और सफदरजंग को इसका नोडल हॉस्पिटल बनाया गया है। इसके अलावा 25 हॉस्पिटल्स, जिसमें 19 दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट के हॉस्पिटल हैं और 6 प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल्स हैं, उनको इसके ट्रीटमेंट के लिए डेजिग्नेट किया गया है। वहाँ पर पूरी आइसोलेशन की फैसिलिटीज़ दी गई हैं और 230 बेड्स इसके लिए अलग से प्रोविज़न किया गया है। साथ ही हमने 3.5 लाख से ज़्यादा N95 मास्क का इंतजाम किया हुआ है।
Meanwhile, 21 Italian tourists and 3 Indian tour operators have been sent to an Itbp quarantine facility in Delhi for suspected coronavirus exposure. 3 Indians who are accompanying this Italian group as tour operators have also been sent to the Itbp facility in Chawla area of southwest Delhi. Alerted by the coronavirus case reported in Delhi NCR, schools in the region have sent advisories to parents listing precautionary measures. 2 private schools in Noida cancelled classes on Tuesday for the next few days as a precautionary measure after a student's father tested positive for coronavirus. An Italian tourist in Jaipur has also tested positive for novel coronavirus, taking the total number of confirmed cases in India to 6 so far. The first sample collected from the tourist on Saturday had tested negative, but his condition worsened, after which a second sample was also collected, which tested positive on Monday. The Health Ministry said 6 cases with high viral load were detected during sample testing in Agra as well, and these people have also been kept in isolation. The 6 people had come in contact with the 45-year-old patient from Delhi, whose case came to light on Monday, and these also include his family members. The Union Health Ministry has issued a travel advisory suspending all regular visas and e-visas granted on or before the 3rd of March to nationals of Italy, Iran, South Korea, Japan who have not yet entered India. The advisory also suspends visa on arrival issued till the 3rd of March to the citizens of Japan and South Korea who have not yet entered the country. In its advisory, the Information and Broadcasting Ministry has asked all private satellite news channels and private FM radio channels to publicize the travel advisory. The World Health Organization has also confirmed that the novel coronavirus has killed more than 3,000 people and there are more than 90,000 cases in as many as 67 countries across the world. Coronavirus death toll in China alone on Tuesday climbed to 2,943 with 31 more deaths, while 125 new confirmed cases were also reported. One of the countries worst affected outside China, Italy, has over 1,800 people infected with the virus and 52 deaths. While in Iran, 11 more deaths have been reported. Iran has at least 2,300 cases of the virus, with more than 70 deaths reported so far. In some other news, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked leaders of the BJP to always keep national interest above that of the party. Addressing party leaders at the BJP's parliamentary party meeting on Tuesday, Prime Minister Modi spoke about peace, harmony and unity, saying these values are necessary for the country's development. Describing Vikas as his party's mantra, the Prime Minister also called on party leaders to ensure the values were practiced and followed throughout the country.
इस बैठक में प्रधानमंत्री ने एक आह्वान की सभी एमपी को, हम इधर है देश हित के लिए, कंट्री इज द सुप्रीम, देश हित सर्वोपरि है और विकास हमारा मंत्र है। विकास के लिए एक प्री कंडीशन है, प्री रिक्विजिट कंडीशन है, वो है शांति, एकता और सद्भाव। ये शांति, एकता और सद्भाव रखते हुए विकास को आगे ले जाना है। आज भी कई दल देश हित और दल हित में दल हित सुप्रीम मान रहे हैं, लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एमपी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के जनप्रतिनिधि देश हित सर्वोपरि मानना चाहिए। इसके लिए जैसे तब वंदे मातरम इशू बनाया गया था, आज के दिन में भारत माता की जय भी एक इशू बनाने का कोशिश चल रहा है। प्रधानमंत्री इसके लिए चिंता व्यक्त की।
In the meeting, Prime Minister Modi also highlighted the benefits of Jan Aushadhi Kendras, which sell medicines at subsidized rates, and said he would interact with the beneficiaries on the 7th of March.
7 तारीख को माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जन औषधि केंद्र का सभी जो 6,300 अभी तक दुकानें खुले हुए हैं उनके साथ और उसके जो लाभार्थी हैं उनके साथ वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस से उन्होंने एक इंटरेक्शन करेंगे, तो ये भी अनाउंस हुआ है आज।
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also said on Tuesday that he will be handing over his social media accounts to women who inspire and urged people to share stories of such women with him. In a Twitter message, the Prime Minister wrote, and I quote, "This Women's Day, I will give away my social media accounts to women whose life and work inspire us. This will help them ignite motivation in millions. Are you such a woman or do you know such inspiring women? Share such stories using hashtag #SheInspiresUs." Unquote. His Twitter message also put a stop to all speculation following his post on Monday that he was thinking of quitting his social media accounts this Sunday. Minister of State for Railways Suresh Angadi called on Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Tuesday. During the meeting, he briefed the Vice President on creation of passenger amenities and introduction of passenger services between Krishnapatnam and Raipur railway stations in Andhra Pradesh. The Vice President advised him to expedite these projects. The Ministry of External Affairs reiterated on Tuesday that Citizenship Amendment Act is an internal matter of India and concerns the sovereign right of the Indian Parliament to make laws. MEA spokesperson Ravish Kumar asserted that no foreign party has any locus standi on issues pertaining to India's sovereignty, adding that India is clear that the CAA is constitutionally valid and complies with all requirements of its constitutional values. The MEA spokesperson said it is reflective of our long-standing national commitment in respect of human rights issues arising from the tragedy of India's partition. His statement came in response to the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights based in Geneva filing an intervention application in the Supreme Court of India against the Citizenship Amendment Act. The Delhi police on Tuesday arrested Mohammad Shahrukh, who was seen pointing a gun at an unarmed policeman during the violence in northeast Delhi. Briefing media persons on Tuesday, Additional Commissioner of Police, Crime Branch, Ajit Kumar Singla said Shahrukh was arrested from Shamli in Uttar Pradesh. He said Mohammad Shahrukh fired 3 rounds and the pistol he used is yet to be recovered. The police also said that Shahrukh has no criminal background, but his father has a narcotics and fake currency case against him.
जो नारकोटिक सेल है उसने जो सेंसेशनल शूटिंग की थी 25 तारीख को रात के दौरान, उसका जो एक्यूज था शाहरुख, उसको अरेस्ट किया है। ये 25 तारीख को बता रहा है कि प्रोटेस्ट जो थे रॉयट का, जो प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे लोग, उसका पार्ट था। तो इसने तैश में आके अपनी पिस्टल निकाल ली थी। तो जब हमारा एक हेड कांस्टेबल है दैया, वो इसकी तरफ गया था तो उसने उसके भी पिस्टल तानी थी इसके ऊपर भी।
Let's now get you some news about environment and climate change. Almost half of the world's beaches will retreat significantly by the end of the century because of climate-driven coastal flooding and human interference. Latest research by the University of New South Wales, Australia, found that by the year 2100, rising sea levels will lead to erosion and increased coastal flooding, endangering wildlife and also inflicting a heavy toll on coastal settlements. Further, measures by governments to mitigate against the damage are predicted to become increasingly expensive and in some cases unsustainable. In 30 years, erosion will have destroyed about 14% of the beaches. Research also predicts that the situation will worsen in the second half of the century, washing away more than 25.7% of Earth's beaches. Sea level rise is exacerbating problems caused by construction and barriers on the shoreline, such as buildings, roads, or dams, which have changed the natural replenishment cycle of sandy beaches. So that's it from us in this bulletin. Thank you for your time.
Watch The Big Picture with me, Frank Rausen Pereira, at 9:30 p.m.